Hi guys, welcome back. All right, so this is going to be, we have the energy of exchanging gifts. Oh, also guys, I will be going live on both channels doing some storytellings on Halloween, so keep your notification bells turned on. Exchanging gifts for the message on the 30th. We have this little fairy popping out of this box, and she's actually interacting with this cat, which is just very sweet. Remember, sometimes, I mean, this could be about exchanging gifts. This could be about somebody, receiving a present or birthday gift, or, some message of appreciation. And it's like, well, I actually have something that I wanted to give to you to say, I appreciate you also. It could be like a comedy that two people were both like, they each got each other some present, some gift, just to be sweet to one another. Or this could be the exchange of gifts, like from the universe to us. This could be, there's a little bit of magic afoot here. So I would not be surprised at all to discover that somebody has a bit of magic. Ooh, it's Seven of Swords is sideways. I'm going to say somebody may have a cat, possibly a tiger striped cat that is like a particular, like a familiar or something, a cat that tends to have like just a behavior that is very unique, less pet-like and more magical being-like, which I would argue that's probably most of our pets. They have such interesting personalities. But with that Seven of Swords, this is also kind of a magical card, because no matter what, this card belies the idea that a Seven of Swords is somebody who's lying, because he knows the truth anyway. He's sitting in the coffin, still very much alive, and inside he's been scratching the word hope and reflection. And then this card is sideways anyhow. So there is an exchange of energy happening, is what I would say. I almost feel as if either someone is being very benevolent, sending a like warmth, maybe warm thoughts to a King of Swords. And it could be like he's receiving it and it is making him sit upright and be like, oh my God, I thought something was over, but I never really believed it. Now I'm admitting it to myself. It feels like another person is sending very benevolent, very either loving energy toward possibly a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. I know I said a King of Swords, but it's just Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. Don't ask me why I want to say the King of Swords. I guess because we have just a masculine here, and it's air energy. We have an Ace of Swords. There's definitely like the exchange of gifts seems to be a truth. Is this actually words? Is somebody sending a message to an air sign and it's something that's very true? We have a Four of Pentacles. Hang on, that takes us in a different direction. That's part of this, perhaps. Ooh, Justice. This could be that someone is sending a message to them, or they're reading a message, and what is freeing about it is that they're realizing somebody understands what the situation is, even to the point of saying, I know you've been trapped, I know you've been stuck, and I know it's not fair that all of that is, kind of like, it can feel unfair. Even if our own actions took us to the point in life, it doesn't mean that we don't always, or don't sometimes also end up with, a person who's like, let's say we marry somebody, we made that choice, but let's say we didn't know that they were going to turn into being a karmic. Let's say they devolved into that, or the relationship was hidden from us, their true nature was hidden till later. So just because our actions took us into that marriage, it does not mean that somehow we are not still a victim of ending up in the wrong connection, and that person can be powerful and controlling. And it almost feels as if the exchange of gifts here on the 30th is we may have somebody reaching out and either sending a letter or writing something to this air sign person, who, by the way, it could be a Libra, and it could be just somebody saying, I know that the situation you've been in isn't fair for you either. It could be something along those lines. Like, I understand your situation. I'm not, blaming you for it, grudging you for it. I understand this. We have a King of Wands in the reverse. But You treated me unfairly too. I was a recipient of something unfair as well. You did try to get happiness with me, to take what you could from me, because you were unhappy where you were, which means your situation was unfair. Maybe you were with a karmic who wouldn't let you go, but then you in turn were still unfair with me. This could be still, this exchange of gifts could be, it gives this person a truth, a harsh truth, but it also tempers that harsh truth, because it's like, but my gift to you is that I understand why you would have tried to get some moment of happiness, why you would have been selfish enough to try to get some moment of happiness for yourself, is because so much of your life wasn't going well. It feels like somebody is more or less maybe offering this person forgiveness, or just speaking this truth. And this comes in after a long time, because we see all of the like plants and brambles are growing up around this sort of truth. I'm going to say whomever is sending this message, they've thought about this for a very long time. Okay, so 8 of Cups. I'm going to say it could be a feminine, maybe a water sign, or somebody who simply loved this justice character very much. And I'm going to say she could be sending a letter on the 30th that says exactly everything we've just spoken about. I know I've needed to tell you this for a while. Like, I walked away from you because it wasn't fair that you wanted to use me for passion and for some kind of happiness, when maybe you weren't free to give me more because you were still married to a karmic. This is a woman, like a bridezilla, that is dangling this little dude by the bank. You weren't really free to give me more, but you still tried to take moments of happiness from me. And while it wasn't fair, so I had to walk away from you, I understand why you behaved the way you did, why you wanted to be happy, even if it was, just but for a moment. It almost feels, it's not that she's giving somebody a pass for their bad behavior exactly. It's just saying, I understand why people make bad choices sometimes. Um, Things were bad in your life. You were trying to get some moment of happiness, but it wasn't fair that you tried to take that moment of happiness with me without being able to offer me more. Page of Cups, it's almost like she's saying, so I'm going to accept the apology that maybe you never gave me, but I accept the apology that you should have given me for this, because I understand why you would have done this in the first place. Maybe she's just sending this message, or maybe this is him having the breakthrough on this. Hang on, can we go back to that? Is he receiving this message? He seems so hopeful, and it seems like he's sitting upright, and it seems like he's receiving this message. But maybe he's getting it from the universe. We have a Page of Pentacles. No, he's receiving the message. We have the Hierophant sideways. He is literally receiving this message from this feminine. And it is, instead of making him more sad or anything, it's actually lightening his life. It's making him say, oh my God, she called me out for absolutely everything. And she also gave me the gift of saying, I understand why. I mean, there's nothing okay about this, but I understand why this all happened. This is giving him this other incredible breakthrough, is what it looks like, with the Hierophant being there. Taurus energy sideways, though, that breakthrough. The Five of Swords, he even understands maybe that this connection, had it not had so much external struggle, maybe he better understands why things ended as badly as they did with her. Maybe he understands, how this could have gone differently. A Five of Swords it's angry, it's fighting, it's all kinds of problems, but he's addressing that in his mind as he reads this. And Ten of Cups, it's it's all clicking for him too. She was really mad at me and disappointed because she had wanted to have the Ten of Cups with me, but everything that was wrong between us was because of all this external stuff. She had wanted to be with me. She didn't ever hate me. She was deeply disappointed because she feels I did her wrong in trying to have happiness with her if I were still tangled up elsewhere, and that was impacting our ability to have happiness. She never hated me. She wanted to like have a happily ever after with me. Maybe it never hit him before like this. He never realized that's that's why she walked away. I thought she walked away because she hated my guts. She walked away because she was so disappointed that if I can't have this kind of 10 of cups because you've got this big mess still, then you shouldn't be trying to get with me when you still got a mess to clean up because it's impacting our happiness. What's coming off his shoulders is that she doesn't hate me. She never hated me. She actually wanted to be happy with me. Are you only just now reading this? Because this almost feels like something that you never bothered to read a very long time ago. Four of Cups in the reverse. All of a sudden, like so much regret is like being addressed. So many illusions are being addressed. Knight of Cups. Holy smokes. Is this a letter that he never read before? Is that what this is? The exchange of gifts? Maybe the universe was like, I'm not going to let him read this until the 30th of October. Maybe this was sent a very long time ago and it's finally, because I could say the cat's out of the bag now. I could say, that like there's something like the Jack in the Box. There's something like it's finally popping up. Did he never see this message? Did he never read this before? Remember that Ace of Swords had all the vines growing around it. I'm starting to think this was a message she sent a long time ago and he's just now reading it after like laying there in like suffering and thinking that she hates my guts. She hates my guts. This is dead and gone. I'll never get another chance to talk to her. She hates me. And he's finally seeing something or reading something that she laid it all out a long time ago. And he's like, oh my God, she never hated me. In fact, now I feel so hopeful with that Knight of Cups. Maybe there's something more to this story. Maybe he thought she walked away because she hated him. Maybe her assumption of what the situation was isn't 100% true. Why are you feeling so hopeful now? And hang on, before I ask that, am I correct in thinking that maybe this is like he was unable to see this message from her until now? Is that what this boils down to? Two of Swords, yes. This, for some reason, I don't know if somebody kept him from reading this. There could have been somebody else in the way. I mean, for all we know, maybe that was that karmic energy that we saw. Maybe this is somebody else. This is third-party interference. Blocked him from ever seeing this message. He's finally reading this message. Somebody intercepted it. That is crazy. Okay, so a long ago intercepted message is finally being read. Oh my God. And it was a message that, had it been read at the time, he would have already been trying to piece things back together with her. Instead, what he thought is she left him unread, never said a word, bounced, didn't want anything to do with him. That's what his assumption was. She hates me, she never wants to speak to me again. When in fact, she had sent him a message that he never got to see. And if he had, he would have already been back together with her or trying to get back together with her. Okay, so you're reading this on the 30th. There's huge revelations. How is it that you're being able to read this on the 30th? Eight of Swords, Two of Pentacles. I mean, there's something going on here where I don't know if like the universe is remember, this is about exchanges, gifts exchanges. I don't know if the person that blocked this letter, they in turn are getting blocked by the universe. Things are shifting and changing, and it's like now I'm getting this message because the scales are balancing differently, or maybe they've said I should tell you something that I never told you before. You did get this message from her. Look, this could be their mother withheld a letter or something, or withheld a message. It almost feels like, I'm not sure if I should tell you this, but I withheld this. Okay, that was weird. Maybe it's going to be hard for them to speak it and admit it. Whoever withheld this message, I think maybe it was a mother figure saying, I saw your phone or your text message or your email or your letter, and I didn't give it to you. I thought I was doing right, but then so many times I thought maybe I was wrong about that. Well, yeah, you're always wrong if you think you get to take somebody else's mail and not give it to them. Of course that's wrong. Ace of Cups. Uh, Whatever this is somebody finally like coughing up the fact that they hid something, and they're realizing that they impeded somebody else's like love story. Somebody else prevented him from seeing the message that was for him. That would have taken away a lot of grief for him also. Now let me ask this. With this situation, what was your deal? I mean, she walked away from you saying you were still dealing with somebody else, which was ruining our ability to have anything, which is why I have to walk away from you. That was her assumption. That's what she wrote in that letter. What was actually going on, especially back then? Was she right about any of that? Six of Cups, Six of Wands. If anything, he's like, I was so happy to have had you as my soulmate back then. Then why would she think that I got to walk away because you're still dealing with somebody else? We got the Eight of Pentacles sideways because he was not sure how this was all going to work out. He was thrilled to have met her. He was thrilled to have her in his life, but nothing was working out right. There was a lot of stuff that had to be smoothed out. Queen of Pentacles. The Tower. Okay, so hang on. I'm not sure that I think anything would have been different. No matter what, we had problems in this connection in the past. He was trying to figure out how he could give to her. He was also maybe trying to figure out how he could explain to her that something needed to make a big change in my life, or I'm struggling financially. I don't know what that's going to do for our connection. We have the Hierophant in the reverse. Either it was like, if I divorce, I'm going to be destitute. The money's going to like be gone, and it's going to be really hard for me. Empress in the reverse. You know what? Here's the thing. The person who withheld the letter shouldn't have meddled, but on the other hand, I think he would have blown up this connection so badly in the past anyway. I mean, this says he was about to say, I'm thrilled to be with you, but I have this money issue because when I divorce, I'm going to have no money to be with you. So, I probably can't give you anything. I'm not sure that I could ever, be in a place financially solvent enough where I feel like I could ask you to marry me. That could have like really damaged the connection. So either way we sliced it. With the Sun, I think he's even realizing this. It would have blown up. Sometimes once in a while when something gets hung up, held up, a letter doesn't get through, maybe it's for the best because it prevented him from blowing this thing up. Now, granted, she walked away on false pretenses of what she thought was going on, but not really. If anything, her walking away, him not getting the letter, prevented him from ever having this conversation. Yes, he's been missing her ferociously and feeling like a piece of him practically died. But now it's like, oh my God, wait a minute. She doesn't hate me. She wants to be with me. Also, I never told her the thing that might have made her hate me. There's still a chance for this love is what it looks like. Is that going to happen? Can we just get one quick message here? Five of Wands, Queen of Cups, Three of Cups. He definitely has a fighting chance. If he's going to like gravitate toward her, hopefully as quick as possible, there is a fighting chance. I mean, now that he knows she actually loved me, she didn't hate me. I never got her message that said why she was walking away. But honestly, maybe this laid out better than I could have hoped, because this preserved my chance to still come into her life and see, could we try this again? Things must have changed significantly in his life, but man, he's been missing her for a long time. Good luck to them. I hope that